2-3 AEK Athens, Seagulls narrowly beaten on Europa League debut despite Joao Pedro double. Report as Ezequiel Ponce scores late on to see Brighton beaten on their Europa League debut by AEK Athens. Joao Pedro scored twice from the penalty spot as Brighton came from behind. Djibril Sidibe and Mijat Gasanovic also scored for AEK, who go top of Group B. Brighton were narrowly beaten on their European debut, losing 3-2 to AEK Athens at the Amex Stadium, despite twice coming from behind. It was a historic evening on the South Coast as the Seagulls, who 26 years ago faced extinction as a club, made their first appearance in the Europa League. But the absence of injured captain Lewis Dunk proved telling. There was little doubt in the quality of AEK's opener, a bullet header from Djibril Sidibe 11, but additional goals from Mijat Gasanovic 40 and Ezequiel Ponce 84 exposed Brighton's defensive fragilities. But AEK were hardly perfect at the back themselves, giving away 2 penalties after some sloppy defending. In almost identical incidents, Ehsan Hadji Safi and Jens Johnson fouled Joao Pedro, with the spot kicks given after a VAR review. The Brighton forward took and scored both, but it was not enough to give his side their first points in Europe. It is arguably an opportunity missed in a tough Group B, which includes Marseille and Ajax, who played out a 3-3 draw in the group's other match. How Brighton were beaten on their European debut. In the midst of a cacophony of noise from a pumped-up Brighton crowd, the hosts began well. However, AEK Athens dealt the first blow with a superb header from Sidibe. He was picked out on the edge of the area, with a wonderful diving header nestling into the top corner. But Brighton soon began to rack up the shots and deservedly leveled on the half-an-hour mark. It came after a VAR review, in which Pedro was caught around the ankles by Ehsan Hadji Safi. The referee was initially adamant that there was no foul and even booked the Brighton forward for simulation. However, VAR sent the referee to the monitor and soon after, Brighton were awarded a penalty, with Pedro's yellow card also rescinded. It was then a decent spot kick from the 21-year-old, sending the penalty down the left-hand side of the net to equalize. AEK dealt another blow before the break though. Brighton failed to deal with a left-wing free-kick, with Gasanovic poking a toe through in the melee of players to send the ball past Jason Steele. The start to the second half was relatively quiet, although there was a lengthy injury break as Hadji Safi was stretchered off after a collision with Jan-Paul van Heck. And Brighton's second equalizer was scored in identical fashion to the first. Pedro was again fouled in the area, this time by Jens Johnson, with the referee again waving away the claims. But VAR intervened, the referee was back over to the monitor and the penalty was given. Pedro dispatched once again, and it gave Brighton a new lease of life in the game as they began to see huge chances fall their way. Both Pedro and Pascal Gross, captaining Brighton in the absence of Dunk, forced saves from Stankovic. But some more sloppy defending allowed AEK a third goal. It was the usually reliable Kaoru Mitoma who initially gave the ball away, with Niklas Eliasson easily getting the better of Tarek Lamptey. He then squared the ball to an open Ponce, whose effort ricocheted off Steele and into the back of the net. Brighton did push for their third equalizer of the evening as 13 minutes of added time were shown. Simon Adringa forced a brilliant save from Stankovic, before Gross also forced a stop from the goalkeeper. The rebound hit Danny Welbeck, but that also looped onto the top of the net. Analysis: Dunk's absence key in Brighton defeat. Sky Sports' Charlotte Marsh. There were eyebrows raised when the team sheet came out and Brighton captain Lewis Dunk was not in the matchday squad. Roberto De Zerbi confirmed pre-match that he was injured, along with striker Evan Ferguson. We already knew that his absence would be a huge blow, but it was a bit of surprise just how much Brighton missed him. While AEK's opener was a moment of quality, their other 2 came from a lack of defensive awareness from Brighton's back line. It was not helped by misplaced passes that the visitors capitalized on. But there's no doubting the presence of Dunk in the middle of defense would have helped massively. Not only with his own defensive qualities, but also his leadership and organization of the team. That was lacking at times when AEK were on the attack. Jan-Paul van Heck did well in spells, but he too could have done better for AEK's third. It's hard to pick out any standout moment from Dunk's replacement Igor either. When Brighton had set pieces, their clear plan was to find Van Heck at the back post. However, this did not work and also allowed AEK an insight into what was to come. The Seagulls missed Dunk's aerial presence too in those situations in what were wasted moments. It was disappointing that Dunk had to miss out on such a monumental night for a club he has given so much to. But if anything, it proved just how vital the defender is to the Seagulls' success. Offering a timely reminder as Brighton embark on a historic European journey. De Zerbi, good performance, but we must do better from set pieces. Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi. We conceded 3 goals. 2 goals in set pieces, 1 goal was an incredible goal, the first one. We made mistakes in the last part of the pitch, in attack, but in terms of quality of play, we played a very good game. I'm really proud of the performance. I think we showed not the right experience or not the same experience of other teams. But for the rest, I think we played with personality. With the right attitude, with the knowledge. We controlled the game, dominated, and we are sad for the result. We have to learn now. We can improve, but it's difficult to accept this defeat. I said congratulations to the players 10 minutes ago because I can't be happy when we win in Old Trafford and sad today if the performances are both good performances. When we defend set pieces against these teams, we have to be more focused, more with the right attitude, more smart. Sometimes, we didn't do it. If we want to make another upgrade, we have to know before the game the situations where we can concede goals. What's next? Brighton are back in Premier League action on Sunday at home to Bournemouth. Kick-off 2 p.m. Their next Europa League Group B fixture sees them travel to Marseille on Thursday, October 5th. Kick-off 5:45 p.m. AEK Athens visit Panathinaikos on Monday, September 25th in the Super League Greece. Kick-off 7 p.m. BST. They host Ajax in their next Europa League fixture on October 5th. Kick-off 5:45 p.m. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.